To increase your cash flow, credit, and engage in wealth building details, join the happy hour conversations at Credit Lady Cocktails.
Hello, everyone. This is Monique Macklin over at credittlady.com, and I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. And welcome to Credit Lady Cocktails. And I do have my drink with me tonight, a little sangria, something light for the evening. But we're going to have a wonderful conversation. This conversation is about credit your way to wealth, and this is about real estate investing. And I have one of my clients who's going to join us this evening, and he's going to be going over exactly what he's done from restoring the credit to starting to build his own real estate empire with that whole process. So I'm going to invite him in now. His name is Cam Deaver. Hey, Cam, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I want to thank you so much for joining us this evening, or joining me this evening. Well, thank you again. And so, we want to just have a good conversation about how you're crediting your way to wealth and using it through real estate, using your credit as a tool through real estate to do this whole process. So just wanted to go over some information with you and share with the audience how you're doing exactly what you're doing.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. So I know you and I met probably like in 2019, right?
Yeah,
in 2019. So just to go through that whole process, let's start there. What was your mindset in 2019? What were you thinking at that time?
Well, in 2019, in 2019, I was in a place where I wanted to get financially stable, and I knew that credit was a major part of that. Growing up, I didn't really grow up poor or anything. We were good, but I was never taught about credit, never taught about how to build wealth. And so, in this society now with technology, with, social media, all that, you start to see people post about it. And so you start realizing, hey, this is something that I need to really do. And then, you get tired of getting denied.
Well, that's true too.
When you get tired of getting denied, you'll change the game. You'll change your situation. And so, I don't even know how I found you. Honestly, I don't know. I think I Googled. I don't
probably
know.
On social media or something.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I had people that said they would do my credit in years past, and I spent a lot of money on that. Scraped together money because I thought if I scrape together this amount and throw it into that, then it'll buy me time to do this, and by this time the credit be right, so trying to do all this stuff, and those people never came through. Never came through. And they charge sometimes double, triple, quadruple what you were charged at the time. And so when I connected with you and you said, hey, I can do this for you, this is what the investment is, I said, hey, let's do it. And I did it, and the results were amazing. They were amazing. So I said, no, that's the one. She's the only one that, that make things happen. And so I felt like there was a light at the end of the tunnel a little bit.
Right.
Getting my credit right, which I knew if I got my credit right, I won't be denied for credit cards anymore. I wouldn't get denied for loans and everything that goes into that.
Right, exactly. So when you were looking at getting your credit done, was real estate the ultimate goal, or did you just say, I just need to get my credit together? Was that your goal? Were you looking into real estate at that time?
Yeah. So in 2019, I had been studying real estate for probably about 2 years. Every night I'll watch videos, and I'll piece together hours and look and I never really had anybody that would hold my hand. I run across people that I knew that did it, but they weren't really giving all this. They wouldn't give the secret sauce. I guess
I was going to say they wasn't giving out the gems.
Yeah, they don't want to do that because they don't want you to go bigger than them or whatever, And so I was watching videos. I mean, for 2 years, I was just studying, reading books, and just doing all this stuff and doing some online seminars, or, workshops. And so, so that was So that led up to 2019. I was 2 years in studying, and like, I need to get my credit right. I need to get this, everything in order, because I don't know when I'm gonna do this real estate thing. I still don't have it all together. I don't have anybody holding my hand or anybody, saying, "Hey, bro, I can help you. I can show you. I can walk you through it." I need that mentor. I didn't have that, and so I said, well, what if I become what I need to somebody else? What if I become that mentor? And so 2019 happened. I think at the time I was still doing music and still doing some church stuff, and I think I was working at like Audi as well, like my first job outside the church world. And so it wasn't doing so well. And my wife told me, listen, if you don't pull your part, I'm out. Basically, all the fire I needed, And she was like, I don't want the world. Don't give me the world. I don't care about name brand. Take me to Walmart. Take me to McDonald's. I'm good. But just do your part as the spouse. Do your part as the husband. If you can't do that part, we're gonna have to part ways for a little bit till you get together. So
what you were just focused on studying and not jumping in?
No, I had nobody to kick me out the airplane.
Okay, I got you.
And that conversation my wife had with me at the time, she, that pushed me out the airplane. That pushed me.
I was gonna say she put a little fire up under you with that conversation, right?
She did. And so I jumped later that year, and the rest is history. When I jumped, it exploded.
Okay, so you would say in 2019, 2020 is when you got started?
2019. In 2019, it was around September was when I actually formed the company Deaver Capital, and which is my last name. And so I formed the company then, and I said, well, this time I'm gonna do it right, because in the past I would do things, I would half do things, and I wouldn't get the results that I needed. Okay. And so, again, shout out to my wife again. That kind of helped me, get straight and become stable, because before that I was all over the place. My life was all over the place. I had already at that time, 2019, my whole life, I had already had, 5 repossessions, 5 evictions. I had all that because I would do things. I would halfway do things. And exactly. Yeah. And sometimes I would live, past my means and just hoping that if I got time, I'll get this. And it doesn't work like that. There is a practical side, and so I formed the company, the LLC with the state. I did that. And I said, I'm this time I'm going to get a good CPA. Okay. I don't know how much that costs, but I'm going to find somebody. I'm going to Google somebody in the area in Raleigh. And I did that. I said, okay. And then I need a good lawyer. And so luckily, one of the girls that went to school with college with my wife was good friends of ours. She's an attorney. And I reached out to her and said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Will you be my attorney? And she was like, yeah, I got you. And so I had that team put together,
putting your little team together.
Right. You got to have a team, because this is a team sport, and you can try to do things on your own. If you put a team together, you'll get there much faster. And so I did that. True. Yeah, I did that.
And it also doesn't feel like you have everything all on you when you have that team with you. So yeah, that was a good thing to do for sure.
Yeah. And my CPA told me, listen, you got everything together now. You got the bank accounts, you got all this, wait until January 2020 to pull the trigger, to actually go live. Like, you can do little stuff here and there, because you're still doing some things. I'm still doing some handyman stuff, putting some floors down for people, things like that. I'm still doing that. But don't pull the trigger on this real estate thing full time until for the year. It'd be better for your taxes, all this stuff. And when I pulled the trigger, it literally just, it exploded.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm really happy for you. I really am. So I wanted to know, what did your first deal look like? Was it scary? Did it come together? Did it fall apart? What did your very first deal look like?
Yeah, so my very first deal was very scary, and it's like anything else. But once you do the first one, you're like, oh, that was it. I got it.
Right.
And so, my very first deal, I was like, okay, first I gotta find a property. I think at the time, I think I had maybe $1,000 to my name. That I could put into it.
Okay.
Some of that was saved up for the CPA. The attorney wasn't charging me anything because we haven't done a deal yet.
Gotcha.
So I said, okay, I need to find somebody that's selling a property, and I want to do it where it's off market. It's not on the MLS.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it, but I feel like if I get in front of the seller and talk to them, I'm a country boy. So if I can get in front of you and just build a relationship with you and care about you, I can get what I want.
Oh yeah.
And so I just found, I looked online and I found someone like a virtual assistant, somebody that had, experience in contacting sellers and finding people. And so I reached out to that person, said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Can you help me? Again, that team. It's all about that team. So I can help you. I can make the phone call. Just pay me this every time I find a deal for you. And that's what happened. I had somebody making phone calls, like just searching the tax records and doing things for me. And so we ran across this deal that was in Durham, North Carolina, and where Duke is, Duke University, if anybody follows basketball. And so it was the hottest area. They're doing some gentrification. They're taking all these older homes, tearing them down. These homes that's probably worth $50,000. They're tearing them down and building 500,000 plus properties in the same area. And so I said, well, this deal that came across my desk, as we say in the business, it was a house that had been burned. It had been burned. Nobody lived there. Squatters would go in there. People that were homeless, they'll just go in and just set up shop, and the police, take them out. So squatters. And so we called the lady, and I said, hey, I forgot her name, but I said, hey, my name is Cam Deaver, and I ran across your property. I want to see if you're interested in selling this property.
Right.
And she's like, well, people call me all the time. I get this all the time, and I don't know if I want to sell or not. And so then I started talking to her about her.
So you're building that rapport.
Yeah, I'm just building a rapport because this is the only shot. I got $1,000, and I need to turn this $1,000 into $10,000 if I can.
I know that's right. Right.
Because my wife is like, you got to make something happen. And so that's my motivation.
Exactly.
At the time, we had 2 babies to feed at the time. And so I was like, okay, I need to make this happen. And so I built rapport with the lady. And I said, well, ma'am, I know you may be thinking about it, but I really want to buy your property from you because, it's burned and I don't think, you're not doing anything with it. And so you probably want the babies now. But that's fine. So she said, well, people call me all the time, but there's something about you. And she told me.
She felt your spirit.
Yeah. Are you a church going boy? I used that. I said, yeah, I play music. I used to play music for churches and sing for churches and all this stuff. And so she's like, I knew it. I know. She said, you know what? For you, I'm gonna sell it. I said, well, what are you looking? What are you looking to get out of it? And she said, well, I want $60,000.
Okay.
I said, well, I'm gonna give you $40,000 cash. Now I only got 1,000.
Okay.
This is walking by faith, That's the part. Yeah. I'm gonna give you $40,000 cash, and I'm gonna give it to you in 30 days. Okay?
Nice. Okay. I like that.
I don't know where I'm gonna get it from, And so she said, let me think about it. Call me back tomorrow. Okay. Miss whatever name, Miss whatever. I'll call you back tomorrow. No problem. I want you to think about it. I don't want you to just using all that, right? So the next day I call her. Yeah, the next day I called her and I said, "Hey, you know, call me back like I said I would. Did you think about my offer?" She said, "Yeah, you know, I thought about it. I think we could do 40,000." She said, "You pay
Okay.
cash?" "Yeah, I'll pay cash." "All right, cool."
Nice.
I said, "This is what I'll do. I'll send over the contract via DocuSign. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
send over to you. You can sign it electronically." And you know, I have an attorney. The attorney's gonna handle all the paperwork. I don't do the legal stuff because I don't want to mess nothing up. You know, that's what I'm telling her. You
Right.
know, make it
Right.
seem like I'm doing to it's all build a report. And so she's like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine." And so I sent the DocuSign over. She signed it in like a couple of days, and so I was in control
Yeah.
because in real estate,
Exactly.
once you go under, whoever has the contract is in control,
That's it.
legally in
That's
control. And so I got the contract. So I got a contract for 40.
also whoever speaks money first loses. So she
Yeah,
said
well,
60.
first lose, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I said we take 40,000 cash in 30 days, I stopped talking.
Exactly.
You know, I kept talking, I was
Exactly.
lost. You know,
Yeah. Exactly.
so
That's it.
we
Put a
did
period
that.
in it. Mm-hmm.
Right, right, and 40,000 in the contract, and I said, okay, now I got to find a buyer because it's off market. I have to deal with a real estate agent. Okay,
That's true.
so now I got to find 40,000. Number one, and I got to find a buyer. So luckily, I had joined just a real estate investment group in the Triangle area where
Okay.
people just they post what they have for sale. It's a bunch of investors, probably a few thousand investors. You post what you have, and someone want to buy it or not. So I drove by
Wow.
that property. I took pictures of that property. I mean, it was so bad. I didn't want to walk all the way in. It was 2-story. I didn't even go upstairs. I took a
Oh,
picture of the
wow.
front door and like I peeked in a
Uh-huh.
little bit, took a picture, and that was it. I posted the picture. I said, you know, I'm gonna put it for 60,000.
Yeah.
And so when I put it on the website, I put it on the website for 60,000.
Okay.
Well, the next day, I got a phone call from someone said, "Hey, I see the property. Is it still available?" I said, "Sure."
Mm-hmm.
"You want 60 for it?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, you know, it's just a tear down. It's been burned up. I drove by it, been burned up, but the land is great. It's right up the street from North Carolina Central University. It's, you know, maybe 2
Mm-hmm.
minutes from Duke. You know, it's in a hot area.
Yeah.
Man, I'll give you $60,000. How can we get under contract?"
I
And
know that's right.
I said, "Listen, I want a $3,000 non-refundable deposit to sign
Right.
it." He said, "Okay, where do you want to meet?"
Mm.
So now I went from $1,000 to 3,000 in my hand.
Exactly. In a matter of
Okay,
days.
in a matter of days. And
Okay.
he said, "Well, okay, pay 3,000, go into contract. When do you want to close?" He said
Mm-hmm.
he told me. Now I'm new to this. He told me, "Do you want to do the typical 10 days?" I said, "Sure." Yeah.
Really? Okay.
So now,
Okay.
because I'm being silent and saying certain things, I'm being taught while I'm at like I'm a pro. You know.
Right.
I
Exactly.
said, okay, 10 days, that's the normal, right? Everybody do 10 days. Don't agreeing with him. And so
Uh-huh.
I called my attorney. I said, hey, I got a contract for 40,000. I got a
Right.
contract for 60,000. That's a $20,000 difference. That's my profit. I got to find a way to get this 40,000 to pay this lady. So I
Mm.
started researching, you know, in that group, trying to find private lenders and private money because I've learned, you know, I can do real estate without my money, without my credit. I don't
Right.
need credit to get started. To scale, I
Right.
need it, but to get started, I can do it
Exactly.
without my credit, without my money. So I said, okay, I'm gonna use
Mhm.
somebody else's money. So I found a
Exactly.
private lender that said, yeah, okay, it works out. You're gonna buy it one day and you're gonna sell it pretty much the next day. Completely legal.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy the property one day, you can do whatever you want to with it. It's legally your property. You can burn it down. You can sell it next
Exactly.
day. You can sell it the next year. You can sell it 10 years from now. It is your property. And so he
Nice.
was like, sure, you know, I got this. Yeah, I'll fund it for you. And he wanted
Mhm.
like, I think he wanted like maybe 10% or something, but that's cool. That's
Okay.
cool, you know.
Yeah.
So we did just that. He gave me 40,000 to my attorney to do the
Mhm.
deal, close with the first lady. The next day, the
Okay.
other guy, you know, bought it from me for 60, and
Right.
I made a gross profit of 20,000 minus fees, minus a few attorney fees or whatever. you know.
Right. And
And
well, and the
so
4% too, right? Or I mean the 10%, right?
10% on his money, you know, so he made
Okay.
$4,000. And then my
Right.
attorney about so I walked away with 15,000. You
Nice.
know? So now I went from
And you
1,000.
started with 1,000.
Started with 1,000. That
Mm.
I had to decide: do I put it in my business or do I pay a bill?
Oh,
You
right.
know,
That's true
right?
too. That's
You
true.
know, and so
Yeah.
once I got that first taste of blood, you know, like a shark, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that first taste,
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Wow, I just made 15 grand. I can do this again. What if I did
Oh yeah.
2 a month? You know,
Mm-hmm.
what if I did 10 a month? You know, whatever. What if I did one a
Right.
month? You know,
Right.
I can still create a 6-figure income. And man, I didn't have to
Exactly.
do anything for nobody. I did a few phone
Exactly.
calls, sent a few emails, whatever, put a deal together. And so that first deal, my gross profit, you know, on paper was 20 grand, and I had to pay out to other people. But you know, and so that was my first. That's what it looked like. You know, I flipped it quick.
Mm.
I didn't do any renovation to the house. It was burned.
Exactly. That's crazy.
The only thing you can do is tear the house down, which costs about
Right.
15,000. I don't want to do any renovations. I did some
Mm-hmm.
handyman stuff before I started investing. I got tired of that. I didn't want to swing no hammer. I didn't want to put down no floors. I didn't want to find no contractors. I didn't want to do none of that. I wanted to
Right.
pretty much truly wholesale the property, but not wholesale it like some people think it is in real estate. I literally want to close on the property and make it mine.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
like a Walmart, like an Amazon. I want to buy the product cheap, and I want
Mm-hmm.
to sell it for a
And sell it
markup.
high.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's all Amazon is.
And
It's all Walmart is.
the other thing you did was you started a relationship with a couple of sources.
Right.
So with the private lender guy as well as the person who bought the house. So in the event you had some more deals, you had
Yeah.
created a couple of relationships there as well. So that's
Yeah. And
pretty
that relationship with that first guy that was for 40,000
cool. Mm-hmm.
has now turned into a revolving $1 million credit line that I can use if I want to, if I need to.
Really?
So it just starts with the relationship. The more you do, the more
Right.
specific you can show, the more money people give to you.
That's true. That
Because
is so
it's real estate. You really can't lose on it.
you really can. Not at all. Not even on a teardown.
Yeah, on tear down, even if the market crashes, it's real
Mm-hmm.
estate always a
It does.
yeah,
Right.
always.
So if it crashes, it's going to go back up eventually. And you
Eventually.
see where we're at now. You see where we're at now. So from 2008 to now, it's a big difference. A
Yep.
big difference. So after that first deal, did you immediately jump into your next deal, or did you wait around a little bit, or you went straight into the next
I
one?
jumped right into my next deal. My next deal, I saw what worked. I put a team together. That team worked.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, let's rinse and repeat. Let's do it again.
Exactly. Okay.
Well, then the next deal was in Durham as well. It was
Okay.
a little house with a vacant lot beside it, and it
Okay.
was a brother. See, I think it was a brother and sister. It was a husband, and wife. It was a brother and sister
Mm-hmm.
that my team found
Okay.
them, called them. Hey, do you want to sell? Sure, we've been thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you want to sell it for? And I forgot what they wanted. I want to say like 120,000. I think it was something like that. 120,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got confidence.
Nice.
So
Okay.
now I say, okay, I'm gonna give you $120,000 cash in 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't know where I'm gonna get it
Okay.
from. I got 40 before, but who knows how I can get 120.
Exactly.
We went on a contract. I did the same thing. I posted that property, took pictures, posted that property. Couple of days, I got a phone call, said, "Hey," because I got it on a contract for 120. I think I listed it for, I think 190.
What?
Just want to play and see.
Come on now. Okay.
Because if I list it for a certain amount and they talk me down, I'm still doing good.
I was about to give you that negotiating room. Exactly.
Yeah, but if I ask for 190 and they come in at 180, they felt like they got me. They got
right. Exactly.
But they don't know you got me at 180. I'm still gonna make you 60 at the closing. Exactly. And so I think that's exactly what happened. I asked 190. They came in. I think one guy came in at 175. Another guy came in full price, or something like that. But obviously, I took a full price that can close quickly.
Right.
And so now, I got it under contract for 120. I reached back out to the same source at the time. Hey, I did 40. I did it good. Would you give me 120? Same situation. Send everything over to me. We did the exact same thing. So now I got it under contract for 120. You sell it. You got to sell it for 190. Wow, that's a $70,000 profit minus is a fee on that and your closing costs or whatever. The investor makes money as well. So now I just made from the first deal $20,000, gross on that.
Right.
And you got 70. I just made $90,000 in 2 months.
What?
In 2 months on something real.
Right. Exactly.
Nothing I had to do this for, sell product for. It is because when I was studying for those few years, I learned that 90% of the world's millionaires, every millionaire around the world, 90% of the world's millionaires are real estate investors.
They are. They really are.
So if that's the number one way to become a millionaire, and I get it, everybody doesn't have that goal. Most people, when they say they want to be a millionaire, is because they just want to be financially free.
That's it.
They just want to be able to go where they want to go, do what they want to do, eat where they want to eat, drive what they want to drive.
That's it.
Whether that comes in at $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, 500, $1 million, 10, whatever that scale
whatever
is.
That number is for them.
People just want to be. They want to be free. They care about their family. They care about freedom, and they care about their finances.
I've always said, back in my struggle days, I said that when you literally take money out of the equation, even if it's a job, if you take money out the equation, your mind is free. Your mind is free. Because you're not sitting there worried about stuff all day long. No. So it's people go. I remember going to work thinking about bills. I ain't thinking about this job. I'm trying to figure out how I gotta pay this person. So when money is off the table, your mind is free. So it's
absolutely
it's a different state of being.
Yeah, and the problem is they don't teach, especially our culture, that.
Not at all.
I hope to be someone that can help teach that.
Yeah, and you are going to believe me. You definitely are going to do that. I know. So eventually, so those were just buying and selling, right, without having to do any renovations. So now you're in the process of buying and flipping at this This is what you're doing now.
Well, my buy and flip now. See, one thing about real estate is it's so broad.
Okay, yeah, it is. That's true.
Because people in real estate, some people are real estate agents. They're not investors. They're just an agent.
Right. Exactly.
Some people are investors where all they do is flip houses like those TV shows. Ugly house. Ugly house. They don't have like me at the time.
Right.
And they go in and flip it and sell it for higher. And you got guys that go in, buy ugly house, make it look real nice, and they rent it out.
That's true.
And there are guys that build new houses as investors. And that's in the residential side.
That's like a developer. Is that like a developer?
Right. Yeah. And so then there's guys on the commercial side, all they do is they buy apartments, which is where I'm going down.
Gotcha. Okay. So you want to do like a buy and hold now? You want to do like a buy and hold?
That's a buy and hold.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. So what challenges would you say you have faced, or what was like the biggest challenge you faced in this whole process in the past couple of years?
So it was starting out because you're a nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody you want to trust you with money.
Right.
It's like the catch. It's like credit. They won't give you credit unless you have credit. They can't give you credit.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
Similar thing. And so when you get into commercial property, brokers, they won't even tell you how much the property is selling for until you show them that you've purchased commercial properties before, whether family as you're buying or warehouses or whatever.
Okay.
They won't even respond to your email or anything. So they want to see, because you're not going to waste our time on this property.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And so the challenge has been because you're new. I'm growing this brand. Now is starting to get a lot easier.
Okay.
Because we have so much success so fast.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the challenges that we started out in the first 12 months. Even so, all of last year, most of last year was, we don't think we have money.
Okay.
Because once you start doing deals and you start spending money and you don't need anybody else, you use your own money.
Exactly.
That's a good place to be. But we did a deal, it was an apartment deal, small apartment deal by NC State.
Okay.
And had a great deal. It was $1 million profit on that deal. So
$1 million profit on that deal? Wow. It's like your microphone is going in and out a little bit. Sorry. That's why I was reading.
Okay. So you can buy I can buy it at a good price and sell it, right? Well, the price that I could buy it for was a price that I could afford. I could put some resources together, my money, someone else's money together at the time and do it. And so we were 2 days away from the close. The husband was a retired federal judge, and the wife should stay home. So the husband, we built great. He was like, "Man, you're young. You're doing so well, very fast, man. It's unbelievable, and you're able to buy my property at this price point, and you have funds, man. It's like, this is great, But 2 days before the closing, the wife calls the attorney and says, "Well, I don't know if we want to sell to him because I don't think that he has money." And my attorney was like, obviously it wasn't of our culture. And so he was like, "I don't believe that this guy can do it. So we don't know." And so the attorney, who was also another race, said, "Well, no, I work with him every deal. He closes every deal. If you say he closes, he's giving you proof of funds." And so, but she's like, "I don't think he can because of this," which was something that is a big issue in our culture. And so she said, "Well, look, we got 2 days. The worst case, he don't give you the money."
Right, exactly.
He closes.
Right.
2 days out. And so when that Friday came, it was one of Wednesday, when that Friday came, we closed. We closed on the property.
Wow.
And
I would probably feel some kind of way about her.
Yeah, and was able to sell the property, raise the rent. That's a whole other ball game when they get into multifamily. We're able to raise the rent, increase the value, and sell the property for a major profit.
Nice. Okay.
And just keep
on moving and go on to the next project, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
now,
the challenge is people not thinking, because it is so new. It's not a 20-year-old company.
Exactly.
And so it doesn't have big billboards everywhere.
Right.
But what it has done in a short amount of time is mind-blowing, and it's now causing a lot of companies and companies with some names to partner and even strengthen our brand.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So I know you just did a deal. You said, did everything go through well on Friday? I think you said.
No. So this deal here, the buyers are not investors. So this is what we started doing. Instead of buying off market and selling off market, I started buying off market but selling on market.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Because the agent can put it in front of more people than I ever could.
That's true.
And so when you do that, you open up the door for a lot of guys, a lot of speakers, a lot of everybody.
Right.
And so people that are buying this on the deals from us, they're surgeons. They're out of Long Island. They're surgeons, and this is their first investment. They want to do something with their money.
Okay, gotcha.
So an investor would have been closed.
Yeah.
But they, in residential side, it is very emotional. Emotional meaning if the walls are green, I don't really like it. Where the grass ain't really right, these flowers ain't right. It's very emotional.
Exactly.
Commercial is what are the numbers? That's what it's worth. That's what I'm paying.
That's it.
So we had to push the closing back a couple of weeks. To try to satisfy this buyer.
Okay.
However, I had a meeting today from a group that wants to build independent living, not assisted living.
Okay.
Property, and it doubles our profit.
Say that again.
It doubles our profit.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And so, so now we make a decision. Do we stay emotional with these doctors? Or do we say, no, we pick other investors that's going to double our profit? You know,
exactly. I was like, no. Yeah. And in this market, though, you don't have the luxury of being emotional because things go quickly. You really don't. You really don't. So yeah. So all right. So that one is going to probably be another couple of weeks. The one that you were just working on last week. That's not bad though. Okay. All right. So are you now? I think when we spoke last week, you mentioned that are you now in a position where you are able to work with other investors who are looking to come up in this game?
Absolutely. Again, I said at the beginning, I want to be to somebody else what I need.
Exactly.
That mentor, just listen. I can show you, I can hold your hand, and I can also fund it for you, or help you with this, or give you resources. So we're in a position now where we can do that.
That's amazing. And you're going to be able to help a lot of people just change their lives because of it. So, no, that's amazing. I love that. So you are starting a new training course.
Yeah.
And you're going to have some students in the future. So what can they expect with your new training course that's going to be launching?
Yeah, so we're launching this course probably spring of next year, but we haven't went live with it. But so we're starting and have the conversation. People are ready now. And so some of the things that they're going to learn in this course is number one. Let's start with business 101. How to structure your business correctly for real estate investment.
Okay.
How to buy, how to do this, should be an LLC, but S corp or whatever. Start with that, and then talk about business credit. Talk about how to build your business, how to market your business.
Right.
In today's society, you can't just give a flyer and a washer and then on you.
Exactly.
Use the social media. Use that. So we're going to teach you how to use social media to grow your brand and put it in front of everybody.
Exactly.
We're going to teach you, real estate 101, the different ways to do real estate. Like I said earlier, are going to be a buy and hold person. You want to flip houses. You want to wholesale. You want to be in commercial and do apartments, warehouses, or triple net leases. All the consumer.
All of that. Pretty much find your niche. Find your niche.
Teach you that, and then teach you how to analyze a deal, how to look at a deal and say, okay, this is profit, because I don't want you to ever do a deal and lose money. I've never lost money on any deal.
Okay, I like that.
I learned how to analyze. Now, I may not have made a lot of money on certain deals, but I didn't lose it.
I know that's right. Okay, so and that's the name of the game right there.
Right. How to find it, how to analyze it, how to fund it. How to get it funded quickly. Use somebody else's money. You don't have money or credit, to get started. So while you're building your credit and getting all that together and connecting with someone like you to build their credit, get that part right. Use somebody else's money, whether it's BB, whether it's Wells Fargo, whether it's mine, whether it's your cousin. Use somebody else's money. Please get your first deal, get going. And take that money and put it back into your credit right or whatever. So we're going to teach you all that.
Right. You have to. Right. So when you start making these deals and closing these deals, you have to start reinvesting in yourself, because at some point your credit is definitely going to come into play. So. So it's going to come into play, like you said, even if it's for lines of credit or something like that. The banks are going to want to look at that information. So So you said your course is going to launch spring of next year.
Yes.
Spring of next year. Okay. But as of now, and I'm going to put the link up for that soon. People can go on the website and that's your university, right?
Yeah,
so they can go on the university and join the waiting list, or join the list so that they'll know when they can actually join and participate in your courses. And this is all online. It's all online course.
All online course. They don't have to go anywhere. They do it right from their home, the comfort of their home at their pace. And then we're gonna roll out something where in our mentorship program where you have access to me, and we can hold your hand and show you how to do this. And that's what I love about it, because it's not like a thing you gotta buy into or do this or be up under me or anything like that. This is real estate. It's your business, and you can create generational and sustainable wealth.
Exactly.
Number one way to become a millionaire or financial.
I love that. And when I know you mentioned that now you're in a position where you can actually invest in others, are you state specific, or you work, do you not want to work in specific states, or you don't, as long as the deal makes sense?
As long as the deal makes sense, you'll do the whole country, no matter where it is. No matter where you live, you're in a good market, no matter what people are saying. If people are living there in that city, you are in a good market.
Right.
You got 50 people in that little town, and 5 of them live with you. Maybe not.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
You're in a good market, and you can find deals anywhere. I'm in North Carolina. I found deals in Florida. I found deals in Atlanta. You can find deals anywhere from the comfort of your home. We can set up a team, stock drop, and pretty much
That is amazing. I love that. I might join your course as well.
Yeah, come on, let's do it.
I have my real estate license here, but investing is something I've definitely wanted to do. So your main site, this is your main website, right? Deavercapital.com.
Yes.
And on there, so they'll be able to still link to the university from here as well, if need be.
Yes.
In your other one. So I told you I would show you he has a whole lot of ways to get in contact with them.
Yeah.
So my other question is, what is the number one thing that you recommend to all potential investors who are ready to take that leap into the real estate world?
It's so cliche, but I would say just do it. Like just jump out there. The number one thing I would recommend is to not focus on the money.
Okay.
Don't focus on as far as you need the credit perfect right now.
Right.
The process of
right.
Go ahead and start the process. Go ahead and get you to start working it out for them. Don't focus on the money. You don't have the money. What you focus on finding the deal.
Finding the right deal to get
right.
to get your feet wet.
Notice my first deal. I didn't find the money. I found the deal.
That's true.
Once I found the deal, the money comes.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So focus on finding the deal. I'll show you how to find the deal. Once you find the deal, the money will follow.
And the money will follow. That is amazing. I'm just really flabbergasted on how everything just came together for you. I love how you were saying my wife was on my back and I turned, she put a little fire under me and I turned that into all of this. So since I guess 2020 when you pulled the trigger, how many deals have you done in that time?
I don't remember.
That many?
Yeah. I'll say double digits. We've done, obviously we did 6 figures. Well over 6
on your first year, right? In your first year. Mm-hmm.
I went from making 2017, that was around 40,000. 17, 16, and 2015.
Okay.
So 15, 16, 17. 18 and 19 was like together. Really recent together. But I never made it over 40,000. And I went from that and to well over 6 figures.
Right.
This year we've crossed well into 7 figures.
That is amazing.
All we do is take it and keep investing. I live very small. I live under my means because I'm so focused at taking all the money and putting it back.
You learned that from the beginning. Remember, in the beginning, you said you was always above. So now that you have more, you're learning to live more modestly, and that's because you learned from the past as well. Yeah. Not to go too crazy. You want to enjoy yourself, not to go too crazy.
And I'm still learning how to balance the business side, making a lot of money, and then how to balance the thing yourself that I'm not too. And pay yourself first. There's another thing with pay yourself first. Sometimes it's good, making good. Just take whatever I got to do here and there. Look, this is right, this is wrong. Go do this. But I live in a great place, great area, great neighborhood. I wanted to be flashy. I could, but I think that's out of my system.
I know that's right. After a while, it does come out of your system. This is so true.
Yeah.
Cam, I really and truly want to thank you so much for your time this evening.
Yeah,
I really do appreciate you, and you're going to help a lot of people. This is actually just going to bless a lot of lives, and I know your website is going to get a lot of hits from this, and people will hit me up for it as well. So again, I thank you so much. You didn't have your cocktail with you, but
I know.
It's okay. But I just want to say thank you so much, and we'll definitely be talking. I know we still have some things that we have to discuss on our end. But thank you for your time. And is there any last words you want to leave? Did you want to give your social media? I wasn't sure if you wanted to do that.
Instagram, You can do the Cam Deaver at the Cam Deaver on Instagram. You'll see the baby, see the family, and follow me. But any advice I would give is to just do it right now. Do this right now. You don't have to wait for this line. I did it.
Exactly.
All I have was a kick in the back.
That's and a lot of times that's what it really takes. And it's a lot of people that are going to be watching this and whose wives or husbands may be saying, "Listen, you need to figure this out. Whatever you're trying to do, or just pull the trigger or something."
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's a lot of times. That's what it is. People are just scared to move. They'll spend a whole lot of time looking and reading and watching videos and researching, but they won't pull the trigger. In order to see it come to fruition like you did, you have to step out on faith. You have to.
And so if you got a spouse that's kind of sitting around slapping the back of the head saying, you better call this guy, follow him, do something, get up with this guy.
That's it.
And find out how can you do this? Because it's really changed everything that we do.
Right.
We're going on a 4.5 week vacation.
Only real estate can. Only freedom could do that for you. Only freedom.
4.5 week straight vacation. And so I mean, this only real estate can do that. Be able to pay your bills months at a time ahead.
Exactly.
I remember when I was homeless. I remember all the eviction, all the repo, and so now you're able to look back and pull up.
Exactly, and you appreciate what you have now.
Yeah.
So had you not gone through all of that, what you have now, you really wouldn't be appreciative of it. Right. So sometimes God takes us through those things, so He's setting us up for our success. So
absolutely.
I definitely and truly believe that. But I hope you have a blessed night.
Thank
and
you.
I want to thank you once again for just taking the time out with me this evening. And we're going to be talking real soon.
All right, let's do it.
All right, you have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, all right, you too.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to my conversation with Mr. Cam Deaver. And again, for all his information, I just showed it online, camdeaver.com, deavercapital.com, and you can always just follow him on social media at the Cam Deaver. So again, this is Monique Macklin over at Credit Lady Cocktails, and I thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful and a very blessed night.
To increase your cash flow, credit, and engage in wealth building details, join the happy hour conversations at Credit Lady Cocktails.